All right, hello, my fantastic cat, Math Ohana. All right, so this video is about decimals to percents and percents to decimals. All right, so you have to remember your Dr. Pepper mustache. Okay, so here are some 3 questions that I am going over today. So we are going from a decimal to a percent. So if I have 0.20 or 20 hundredths, I have to take my decimal and I have to move it 2 spaces to the right, just like the Dr. Pepper. So I move it 2 spaces to the right and now I have 20%. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for this problem. So I have 1 and 32 hundredths. I'm going to take my decimal and move it 2 spaces to the right. And so now my answer is going to be 132%. Right, and this last one is a little tricky. So I have the number 5, and I have to remember where my imaginary decimal is for 5. So my decimal is right behind the number, and I have to take this number and move it 2 spaces to the right. And with these blanks, I'm just going to add a 0. So the number 5 is really equal to 500%. Okay, I want you to pause the video and I want you to try solving this one. So I want you to change 30 hundredths into a percent. So pause the video, find some scratch paper, or visualize what my answer would be as a percent. Okay, so you should have taken this decimal and moved it 2 spaces to the right, and 30 hundredths is equal to 30%. Okay, there is something a little tricky that I showed you today. So if you had 0.3 repeating, you had to remember that this is 0.3333 and so on. So if I take my decimal and I change this into a percent, I'm moving it 2 times to the right. And with this blank, I'm going to add a 3. My decimal's here. So my final answer would be 33.3 repeating percent, or 33 1/3. This is something to memorize. All right, here is the last couple of examples. So now we're going from a percent to a decimal. I still have to remember my Dr. Pepper mustache, because if I'm moving from percent to decimal, I'm moving 2 spaces to the left. Yep. All right, so I'm taking this decimal and I'm going to move it 2 spaces to the left, and with this blank, I'm going to add my 0 and put my decimal there. So 1 and 25 hundredths percent is really equal to 0.0125. And I'm going to do the same thing for 30%. Since this one doesn't have a decimal, I'm going to put a decimal in the back. I'm going to move it 2 spaces to the left. And 30% is really equal to 30 hundredths, or 3/10, because I really don't need that 0 there. All right, next one, 2%. I'm going to mark where my decimal is, and I'm going to move it 2 spaces to the left. I'm going to add my 0, have my decimal there. So 2% is really equal to 2 hundredths. So like 2% milk, it's 2 hundredths in decimal form. All right, well, I hope this video helps. Tomorrow you have your quiz, and if you are listening to this video and watching it, please make sure you put calves rule next to your name tomorrow. I'm not going to tell anybody else, but only people who watch the video. So remember to put calves rule next to your name on your quiz. All right, signing out.